So I think it's fair to say that Monday Night Raw has been must-see TV over the past couple of weeks, maybe even months. It has the most interesting stories, the most over wrestlers, and most importantly, it is the most fun show to watch. Now personally, I haven't watched weekly Monday Night Raw in a while, but with all the excitement and all the buzz going on around it, I think it's time I give the show a fair shot again and review what happened on Monday Night Raw. But real quick, before we start the video, this channel has grown a lot over the past few weeks, and I'd love to keep that momentum going, so do me a big favor and leave a subscribe. We primarily cover NXT and TNA, but as you're seeing now, we're expanding into the bigger shows, and we're about to start a new series called The Scouting Report, where we look at some of the young wrestlers in WWE and NXT and analyze their potential. So if any of that interests you, subscribe and stick around for a while. Now, let's review Monday Night Raw. The show opens with Rhea Ripley getting in the ring and cutting a promo on Dominic Mysterio and the rest of the Judgment Day. She pretty much is over Dominic Mysterio, but she still wants to ruin his life and she still wants her Women's World Championship back from Liv Morgan. Now that evil couple comes out through the crowd and they diss her, telling her how she lost everything and she doesn't even have a family left. And then suddenly Damien Priest appears behind them, an exact replica of that Undertaker meme appearing behind AJ Styles, and this ignites a massive brawl all throughout backstage, and eventually it gets back into the ring, which sets up a match between Damien Priest and Carlito. Priest expectedly defeats Carlito. It's obviously gonna happen, but he has really become the ideal babyface for the WWE. Like seriously, he's this absolute badass who does whatever he wants, but he's still a good guy, and he's not your typical goody two-shoes. And it's also really impressive how far Damien Priest has really come. He gets attacked by the rest of the Judgment Day after the match, but Rhea Ripley comes out to save him, and the two hug in the ring. Now Xavier Woods is still a bit suspicious about Odyssey Jones, but he agrees to back him up tonight regardless. And Odyssey Jones just destroys this nobody, and he looked really good in the ring, and it doesn't seem like he has any ring rust from not appearing on television for a while. He seems natural and smooth, and his moveset is really cool. Excited to see more of him. The final testicle come out after the match and set up a 6-man tag for next week. And Odyssey Jones really needs to get some credit for reviving his whole story, because nobody cared about it before, but since he got here, a lot of people have been invested, including me. I just don't know where the story is going, because I don't see Xavier Woods turning heel and joining Cross, but I also don't see Kofi Kingston and Odyssey Jones turning heel, especially since we don't need another big giant bad guy. We already have Bronson Reed. Odyssey Jones works much better as a face anyway, so I'm really wondering what the end game is for this whole thing. Before his match, Otis has a face-off with Obafemi, the NXT North American Champion, and just inject all of this right into my veins. I would love this match. I hope Otis accepts his open challenge tomorrow on NXT, because that match is going to be a banger. And subscribe to my channel if you'd like updates over that. I cover NXT weekly. An Alpha Academy faces American Made without Chad Gable, who is in Paris for the Olympics. During the match, Ivy Nile turns on Maxine Dupree and puts her in a submission hold on the announcer's table. This distracts the good guys and the Creed Bros get a victory. This heel turn, it wasn't shocking at all. It was pretty obvious, we all could have seen it coming. And you could have even explained it with the forming of American Made much earlier, but they used it well here. Her turning heel, it made sure Alpha Academy doesn't look too weak in defeat, and American Made gets a much needed victory. This Auralist squad finally has a name, and it's the Pure Fusion Collection. I don't know what I think about it yet, still a lot of time to get used to it, but I don't like this faction at all, so it's hard to get into them. They face Damage Controls, who are now good guys, but the match, it ends in a DQ after the Unholy Union attacks everyone. I didn't care about anything that happened here. I don't care about the women's tag team division. They've ruined it and they don't seem to be reviving it. A lot of these girls can be doing so much better things than being stuck in this position, so I don't care. But moving on, R-Truth has gotten The Miz a match against Bronson Reed, and Randy Orton falsely gives him some confidence, and The Miz gets destroyed. Obviously he's gonna get destroyed by Bronson Reed, but I'm really enjoying what Bronson Reed is doing right now. And after the match, he kept attacking The Miz, but R-Truth tried stopping him, only to get what The Miz was going to get instead, and Bronson Reed hits his splash after splash after splash, and it was fun to see. And Mark Henry was also in attendance tonight with his son, and it's kinda funny because if you know, you know, but last time Mark Henry was at a WWE show in the crowd, something similar happened, so this was just a funny thing if you know about it. We get a face-to-face between Gunther and Randy Orton, and I know this is not going to happen, okay? but I love Randy Orton, one of my favorites, and I wouldn't be against him winning the World Heavyweight Championship. Nobody is going to expect it, and it's going to be a nice change of pace comparing to all the World Championships. They never switch hands at these B-level events, so nobody would be expecting this title change, and it would be something really fun to see. Now, Drew McIntyre comes out to the ring, which causes Gunther to turn his back on Randy Orton. Big mistake, he gets RKO'd, and out of nowhere, CM Punk jumps Drew McIntyre and beats him up with his own belt. Drew runs away through the crowd, and that's all we get from these guys tonight. Some very little timing for some of the biggest stars and biggest stories on your show. It's kind of weird, but alright, I don't know what happened there. And in the main event, Bron Breakker defeats Sami Zayn to retain his Intercontinental Championship in a 2 out of 3 falls match. I'm glad Bron Breakker won, don't get me wrong, but why did he have to take the first fall? It would have done so much more for him if he just straight up beat him twice without taking a single pin. I don't know what's going on, because clearly they're big on him, but they never seem to simply do the right thing. He always needs to take a loss first. He had to lose to Sami Zayn first before winning the Intercontinental Championship. And here tonight, he had to lose to Sami Zayn first before getting the next 2 falls and winning. Like, I get Sami Zayn is this big underdog, but Sami Zayn isn't going to lose anything from losing to Bron Breakker. He's already so over and he's clearly a massive star. And Sami Zayn has made his whole career about being an underdog. So he's not going to suddenly be down on the card because of this. But now we get to the end of my video where I give the show ranking, and tonight's show was a 7.5 out of 10. I'm upset that we didn't get to see more of Gunther, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre. Those segments felt really short, so that brought it down for me a bit. And that women's tag team match, it really didn't do it for me. I didn't care about it at all, and I would like to see the singles division be built more, because you don't really have any challengers besides Rhea Ripley, maybe Lyra Valkyria, but nobody else can challenge Liv Morgan right now. Nobody is legitimate contenders, so they need to work on that a bit too. But I hope you liked the video. I've said it the whole video and I'll say it again. Please subscribe to my channel. Let's get this channel to 100 subscribers. It's a big goal of mine. I hope we can achieve it before the end of the month. So leave your subscribe, leave a comment, and I will see you guys tomorrow for NXT.